Alrighty, I meant. We are live from Columbus, OH, and this is the Ramsey Show Aftershow. And sorry about the doubling of the audio there. Had to make sure we were going through, but now I know we're going through, and we have audio. We are all good to go. And one day, hopefully, I'll be able to have an assistant that will take care of all of that for me. That would be so fabulous. Alrighty, 3 people watching. Very nice. One of them is Marshall. Happy Friday. Gotta get down on Friday, Marshall. 7 a.m. waking up in the morning. What is it? Gotta be fresh. Something. Gotta have my bowl. Gotta have my cereal. Seeing everything. The time is going. Ticking on and on. Everybody's rushing. Gotta get down to the bus stop. Gotta catch my bus. I see my friends sitting in the front seat, kicking in the back seat. Gotta make my mind up, oh, what seat can I take? It's Friday. Gotta get down on Friday. Alrighty, that's enough of that. I know it was a little pitchy. Changed key mid-song too, I think. But singing is not my regular job. I'm not a certified singer for sure. I'm a Ramsey Solutions certified financial coach, though. What up, Aslan? What up, Jules, the ninja? Alrighty. As I said, Ramsey Solutions financial coach. And if you'd like to know where you can find my other financial content, you just have to go to youtube.com/coachstevemoney, and you scroll down past the Oak Island stuff, which that's going to be my best views on that stuff, and Skinwalker Ranch. That might not be second best, but that's something I recently started. Those are recaps. Actually, this Skinwalker Ranch is just recaps of the show. Oak Island is the show and any other things involving Oak Island and so forth. But you just have to scroll down a little bit and you'll see the Answering Your Financial Questions with me. And that playlist is for the stream that is on the weekends. That is 8:30 p.m. on Saturdays and Sundays, and that time might change if the Washington Commanders or the Ohio State Buckeyes are playing a night game. Then I would do it at 4 o'clock on that particular day, and I'll try to let you know when that is going to happen. I think it looks like it's only scheduled for 1 week so far, maybe in like 3 weeks or something like that. After that, when it gets about December or so, they start moving around or close to December, at the end of November, they start moving around the schedule. So I know for the game against Michigan, Ohio State and Michigan is at noon, like always. So that one will still be at night on that day. That's like the weekend after Thanksgiving, I think. Also, another stream, the Ramsey Show Aftershow show. That's this show. And on the Answering Your Financial Questions, I just answer questions, which I'll also do on the After Show. But on the After Show, I talk about more stuff, which you'll just find out. And I'll sing, stuff like Friday. I will also sing some of my other songs, my Ramsey adjacent songs. There's 11 of those in my music playlist. So listen to those if you are so inclined. Would be much appreciated. And I have you can even sing right along with them. They're all based on hit songs, and so the words are going to be right there all the time on those, and you can even sing along. And then it'll be great, because then when you hear it in a grocery store, in your car or something like that, you'll be thinking of my lyrics instead of the original lyrics. And so you'll be baby stepping there. Alrighty, which is one of them. What is it? The Dua Lipa song, Levitating. And I just changed that to baby stepping. Of course I did. Oh, let's see how that goes. Come on. There we go. Go back up to the top. I never have my stuff scrolled up. This is in the middle of it. Then you'll be in step 3, saving for emergencies, and that's financial peace. 3 to 6 months of expenses, you remain gazelle intensive, then there's less urgency. Step 4, investing, retirement, needs addressing, save your kids a college gift. Before you know, you're step 6, paying off your residence. Step 7, build wealth and give. You and me, Dave's plan we're ripping. Hey, look at us, we're baby stepping. This is the way, we're baby stepping. Yeah, 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 yeah. And yeah, and these are all with music in there. I don't have the music on there, because when you use the music, they like to take, sometimes they split revenue with you, sometimes they take it all with you, all from you. So they take it all. They generally don't say, no, you can't use it at all. Most copyright stuff now, it says, okay, fine, you can use it on your channel, but we get the money from it. And so that's the dealio on that. So those 3 playlists you can check out for other financial content. And there are 133 answering your financial questions episodes. And this is what, 409, I think, 409. So I've been doing it a minute. And I used to do it every day, and I've done it every day this week, and so that's great. I've enjoyed that very, very much. Also, happy November, everybody, for sure. But yeah, I've enjoyed that very much. I don't know how often I'll get to do that. The scheduled days for the Ramsey Show After Show are Tuesdays and Thursdays, approximately 5:25 p.m. when Ramsey says goodbye to YouTube, and the final hour of the radio program, which is like 42 minutes of video, goes exclusively on their Ramsey Network app. Market report. Oh, well, before we do that, thank God it's Fridays, y'all, says Mila. And Mila says, hi, that's good, Steve. And I don't know what I would have said that she was talking about that. I did a lot of talking since I last looked at the chat. And I don't have that good of a memory to remember anything I might have said that you will say that's good. But it sounds like everything. I mean, a lot of stuff. You could say that too. What up, Sid, the kid in the house? Thanks so much, Sid, for all of your assistance always. Since the very beginning of time, it seems like. Not that long, but it's been a hot minute, as the kids say. Honestly, it's been a minute. There we go. See? Now I sound like at least a millennial, if not a Gen Z. Skibbity toilet Riz. Where were we? Oh yeah, market report. Everything up today. How about that? Now, not enough to completely wipe out the losses of the past 2 days, but it's on a Friday, and let's see why. Let's see why it all of a sudden came back up. Traders are nutty. Yeah, I know, I gotta clear it with the ad blocker. There we go. So let's see. Dow closed nearly 300 points higher. What is it? You make me higher. To begin November as investors shake off. They shake it off. They shake it off. You knew I was going to do that one. Weak jobs report, okay? And that is the crazy thing. The investors, the traders, what have you, I mean, they like decide sometimes a weak jobs report that'll crash the market. And sometimes they'll just be like, whatever. So it's just, I mean, basically it's overreaction to everything, mostly. But, I mean, I'm sure they have their criteria for when to sell and when to buy. And in a lot of cases, I bet it's all programmed into computers and the computer handles the trading. That's why, like, you see things that go straight up sometimes and straight down. Because it's hit that magic mark, and then I guess all the financial bros know what that is, and so that way it's not just one person or company that's selling these stocks all at the same time or buying these stocks all at the same time. It's multiple people because they all know exactly the magic number to buy and to sell on. NVIDIA to join the Dow Jones Industrial Average, replacing Intel. Intel has been. That's breaking news. Intel stock going down has been a story. So do we have anything else here other than the weak jobs report? Amazon rallied 6.2%. All right, we'll take a look at all that in a moment. Oh, let's just close that. Getting kind of crowded here. And it's fun now. I don't know if you guys know this, but if you hover on the tab on the Chrome, it shows you how much memory you're using, which is fine. It's fine to use a lot of memory until your computer starts acting slow. You can have 1,000 tabs open if you want. Oh, let's see. Sid is a 32-year-old woman, and I still get called the kid. Well, Sid, now, did I know you were in your 30s yet? Probably. I saw that information at some point. Did I remember it? That's a no. That's a no, and I apologize for that. Yeah, so I did not know that you were, but still, I mean, you're still working on a good percentage. You're not half as young as I am, but maybe 60%. So you still got plenty more years. Anytime you got 30 more years in the market, that's what I go by. And so you got 30 more years in investing, and so that's pretty much a kid to me. Let's see. Marsha has to fix something with the bank. Don't you hate it when that happens? Zelle sent me a refund, but I don't use Zelle. Boop, boop, boo-doo. Banks do be making mistakes, and all it takes is a teller or somebody else. I mean, this seems like it would be any Zelle transactions would seem to be in the computer. The refund might be person oriented, but that's all it takes. When I worked at the bank, we probably got I personally probably got at least one call. I'd say it seems like more than a month, so maybe once every 3 weeks got a call where the person deposited money and it didn't go into his account. They accidentally flipped one number and it went into somebody else's account. Or also a lot of times the teller will not look at the account number on the page. They basically just pull up the person and they they put in the number for the highest account on the page, even though that's not the account that they wrote out the deposit slip for. But fortunately, at the time of transaction, they scan all that stuff. They scan the deposit slip, and that way I can immediately see that, oh, they put it in the wrong account, okay? And so I will, I say, if you can hold on, I will call that bank. If it's after hours, sorry, nothing we can do. That particular bank that made that mistake will have to fix that. And so, but if it's during regular banking hours, then customer care can call them and explain it to them. And a lot of times they don't even have to talk to the customer, because they can see the information right there that shows that it went into the wrong account, and they can fix it. So, do you take that personally, Sid? You know it's all, everything is in a lighthearted jest with me. I'm always just having fun. So hopefully you're not upset about that. Some people, the here I go again, right? The kids always want to be older, and I would say most of us olds want to be younger. So I'll trade you. Sid is shopping for moisturizer right now. LOL, I do have 1,000 tabs open. There you go. There you go. She got 1,000 tabs open. Now, Sid, see, you're going to be in that stereotype that you don't like, that women do be shopping. So, you might, you could have kept that to yourself, and then we wouldn't have gone there, but we had to go there since you brought it up. Okay, back to the show. Sorry. Got sidetracked. That will happen, and that's why it's better to watch me, because it's fun. It's more fun than just watching somebody spit out numbers and stuff and just saying you're doing it wrong, which I also do a lot of as well. So what do we got? The NASDAQ up the most today. Granted, they were the most down the past 2 days. But over the past 15 years, again, I'm gonna try to push you into NASDAQ. If you are an S&P 500 person only, which you should not be, Mr. Ramsey recommends managed mutual funds, because they make more if you find the right ones, which is not that hard to do. They make more than the S&P 500 index. They make more than the index funds. Managed large cap funds make more than the NASDAQ even. So you're leaving a lot of money on the table by just doing the S&P 500 index. And so again, that's not even the advice. Dave does use the S&P 500 index for a savings account for his real estate purchases. So he has it's not a retirement account, not in any kind of tax advantage account. He just has a regular brokerage account that he pays taxes before he puts the money into it as earned income, and then he pays taxes on the growth when he takes it out to buy real estate. So that's the only time he uses that. For retirement, it's always managed mutual funds, because they can beat the index. And I don't know, I can't say 100% for sure that this is still right, but for years and years he was saying 40% of managed mutual funds beat the index. I don't know if it's quite that many, but it's still enough where I had no problem. I mean, and I'm not that great with number stuff and other things. I mean, I'm pretty good with computers, and so maybe that kind of helped with it, but I didn't have any problem learning what to look for. Basically, you just follow his advice, exactly what he says. He says you want a managed mutual fund that has a long track record, at least 10 years, at minimum. More is better, and that it beats the index in the long term. It's not going to beat it every year, and that's what the financial pros flip out about. You said it averages 20. That is not what average means. If you're a financial pro, you ought to know what average means. That means if you put, if it's a 10-year period, if you count all of the gains all together and divide it by the 10 years, then that is the average. It doesn't mean that it made 10% every single one of those years, and that is what we mean by average, financial bros. But anyway, they just don't like his advice for some reason, even though he's right. Consider shopping carefully, comparing brands to. I think I just spit. Sorry. It was on accident, as the kids say incorrectly. She's shopping carefully, comparing brands to make sure it's cost effective. Of course you are, Sid. I could have told you that. Not buying everything I have an open tab for. All right. Sometimes it's fun to just look. Rachel Cruz is one of those people that puts stuff in her cart without the intention of ever buying it. She just likes, I guess, that part of the process. Some of these prices have me questioning reality. Well, a lot of money stuff can have you do that. They don't like Dave's advice because he says they statistically can't be day traders. And he's right about that too. Very few day traders make money. Let's see. You can't compare it if I don't have the tabs open. That's correct. And that's the beauty of, I mean, if you would have told the first time I saw a web page, and they said, well, you can also just on tabs have like 20 other ones open if you'd like, I'd have been like, say what? All right, distracted, so sorry. Just basically having a conversation with my pal Sid there. Where did we go? We talked about the market, we talked about why it's up to date, just because traders be nutty and there's no rhyme or reason usually. They can try to say, well, it's because of this or because of that it went up or down, but who really knows? Let's see what the rest of the planet is being like. Europe being all up. Mostly down in Asia though. Currencies, we got the US dollar up against the euro, the US dollar up against the Japanese yen. We got the British pound though up against the US dollar up against the Canadian dollar, and the US dollar up against the Australian dollar, mate. Good day. It was lovely to see Shell in the chat today from the Australia. Let's see what the most. Oh no, we got market reports. Let's see. Do we want to care? Nah, I don't really care what Exxon and Chevron did. Who we got next week? Wait a second. How can there be reporting on Saturday? That is weird. It is Friday, right? Yeah, it is Friday. That's interesting. Yeah, it says November 2nd in the morning. I guess you can report on the weekends if you want. Especially if you're a really big company like Berkshire Hathaway. Anyway, and next week, Palantir, which is pharmaceuticals. And Supermicro is reporting, and they are under the gun because their stock has been dropping, and they are having issues apparently. So what do we got on the most followed single stocks on the Google? Down. Tesla 0.35, down just slightly 0.07%, which is like not even a penny, or not even not even a penny. Let's see. That's per share, of course. No, it's not. Never mind. I was trying to think fourth dimensionally, and I went to 7 dimensions for some reason. Amazon up 6.19% though. They had earnings report yesterday, and it was like, we cool, and they are cool. Microsoft almost a whole percentage point up, which that is good. And so if you want to think about that in the grand scheme of things, it being up 1% on one particular trading day is pretty good, considering that the index is 10% a year. And so that's 10%. One day you get 10% of what it needs to be the whole year. That would seem encouraging to me. And Apple down 1.33%. Let's see. I don't have any articles picked out. Let's see what the stories are. Rebound. Amazon surges. Market shrugs off that jobs data. IRS announces 401k contribution limits for 2025. Oh, that's new. So let's see if they update. Continue without supporting. Oh, okay, great. And let me not support. Higher. Okay, they went higher. 23,500. Okay, so it went up $500. Did they do IRAs? Or this just about 401ks? They may raise the IRA up $500 as well. Oh yeah, let's see. Also unveiled catch-up contribution for savers age 50 and older. Okay. Are you gonna say what it is, or I gotta click on that? See, this is how they get you. This is how they get you. Yeah, they're gonna make me click on it. Sid probably already knows this stuff. Where is it? Yeah, the catch-up is 7,500 on 401k. Decent older. Let's see. Individual. Oh, higher income thresholds for. Okay, so you can make a little bit more money probably now and still qualify by a Roth IRA. 401 rather. Let's see what this one is. Yeah, I'm not going to support again that time. Unveils IRA. There we go. Yeah, definitely. You couldn't. There's no way you could combine that into one story at all, right? Am I right? Let's see. 2025 7,000 in IRAs, which is unchanged. That's also stayed the same. You don't even need a story for that. You can just put that in the headline. That'll fit in the headline. But they got me. They got me. They got the click. Even though I'm not seeing their ads, they got the click though. Oh, Berkshire Hathaway always reports on Saturday. See, Sid has this knowledge that I just don't have sometimes. The voice of doom and gloom. Highlights by the news. Yep. Zelle had some sort of class action lawsuit against them. Oh, for charging wrong fees. $16 was my portion of the lawsuit that I knew nothing about. Excellent. Yeah, no change for IRAs, dog. Little pitchy dog. Not going to Hollywood. But maybe next year. That's that number. The way what it changes is based on the inflation data, and that's part of the Secure Act 2.0. And they just will decide that they'll announce that every November for each year, and so may go up next year, may not. We got that. Google employees pressure costumed execs at all hands meeting for clarity on cost cuts. Oh, okay. So the employees want to have a serious meeting, and you got the CEO dressed up as the clown from It. Fun times. Mark Benioff and Talksell Media Company. Time to Antenna Group. Okay, never heard of Antenna Group. Let's see. Oprah's favorite things list. 10 gifts under $50. All right. I have a question. If I get maybe I might get to it, that if I don't stop babbling so much, about from the Facebook group about good cheap ideas for gifts for Christmas. Back up. Texas restaurateur fights Labor Department's new overtime rules. Well, I don't know how well that's going to work out, but I mean, you can sue any government department, I think, except maybe like CIA and stuff like that. Don't know what's happening with Boeing Starliner spacecraft. Intel's future laptops will have memory sticks again. Okay. Yeah, they had been doing, and that's the case with a lot of laptops. They build it on the board itself, and then sometimes they also have slots to put extra in, but they build the memory, and that's not necessarily and sometimes people say memory and they don't. That's temporary memory. That's the RAM, random access memory, not the storage space, which would be your drive, commonly called a hard drive, even though like now you got different ones that is not really a drive. It's not a spinning disk anymore. It's just memory, basically mounted onto a circuit board, and that's your much faster as well that way without the spinning. And that is, I mean, that's not new though. That's been like that for 15 years or so at least. Ayahuasca church leader randomly assaults sleeping United passenger in bloody mid-flight beating. Feds say somebody had a bad day. I don't know if the ayahuasca had anything to do with it, but probs. NVIDIA 1.97, Intel up today 7.81. Oh, they had a strong outlook, a mixed quarter three results. Okay, strong outlook but mixed quarter three results. So I guess today they are ignoring the mixed quarter three results, and they're looking at on the outlook. Well, they said it would probably make money. Supermicro, like I said, 45% plunge this week, wipes out stock gains for the year. Yeah, and that is sad. I'm sure I have some of that in one of my large caps, at least one of my large cap managed mutual funds that makes more than the freaking NASDAQ index, which makes more than the S&P 500 index fund, even after you take out the higher management fees. Yeah, so 10% down. That is not fun. Amazon, we talked about 6.19%. So, it's Christmas season as well. So it's buying season. So, well, I'm sure we'll get stories on that too about how America's spending, if it's simmered down because of the economy. Everybody talk, all the stuff people talk about, or like when they call the Ramsey show, and that's in articles and stuff like that. But they'll say, well, in this economy and stuff like that, when that's justification for something. What it could be justification is that you don't go crazy because it's Christmas with spending money. You don't go in debt to buy somebody a Christmas present. That's a no. All right, let's get into the questions. I think we're done. Yeah, we're done with the market report. Mama call him Trey, Daddy call him Trey, I call him Trey. It's dropping by, sir. Building my desk tonight. So for tomorrow night's stream, it goes in the corner, and so the view will be facing that way, so you'll be getting more of that wall over there. Man, you probably see the fridge over there. The kitchen area is over there. Peyton was dressed up as a glow fairy with a glowing wand, a light up scrunchie, and some glow sticks. And we did the block we live on. Fabulous, Trey. It's cute. Absolutely, Mila's. Now, did you teach her how to cast, Trey? And you can always, you can always count on a snooty Hermione to teach you how to do that. And that would be, what is it? Swish and flick is how you do that. How many rooms does your new place have? It's got one on the ground floor. The kitchen is behind the staircase. The stair, it's not really a staircase, but the stairs. The kitchen's area is behind the stairs, and the loft is basically the bedroom. There's a lot of stuff up there. I'd rather have the studio up there, but there's no cable for the internet up there. But yeah, the upstairs is all the bedroom, but there's also it would be like a closet area. I guess there's the washer and dryer is in that, and the bathroom's upstairs as well. Yeah. I forget how many square feet. I can't remember, but it's about, it might be a little bit less than the last apartment I was in the Arkansas. Thanks for asking, Mila. This again from the Ramsey Baby Steps Community Facebook group, which is the only Facebook group run by, and the only forum anywhere, I think, run by Ramsey Solutions. The subreddit that I use, and I'll be using that tomorrow night and Sunday night with for the Answering Your Financial Questions stream, and that is run by fans, and all the other groups are run by fans. I think that's the only one that the Ramsey Solutions company runs. Got a Toyota T100. All right, that's also a Terminator model number. But he wants to know he paid his student loans. Not waiting for forgiveness for this gentleman. And didn't block out his license plate number. I guess that's fine. I don't, and this is unrelated. I think the person just posted that. I admittedly am not a diehard baby stepper. Oh, you know what it might be also? It might be somebody that was in the car behind, or truck behind, if it's Texas. I don't know where that is, actually. All right. Anyway, it might be somebody in the car behind, and of course they don't care about giving away the guy's license plate. Or female, I don't know who's driving. Can't tell. It's tinted, or it's just the angle. Can't see in there. Admittedly, am not a die-hard baby stepper. Well, you at least want to be a. I'm trying to think of another. What's another action franchise like that? Fast and Furious, I guess. Baby stepper, as opposed to Die Hard. And of course, we all know, let's get it out of the way. It's November 1st. Let's get it out of the way. Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Not a Die Hard baby stepper, but I have learned some great discipline by following this page. Excellent. It's a Facebook group, not a page, but all right. In the past few months, I've paid off 2 vehicles, a work trailer signature loan, and 2 credit cards, reviewed and deleted random subscriptions that we don't need, and significantly reduced the number of times I go out to eat. I've stopped using credit cards altogether and am cash flowing things like vacation or home remodels instead of charging it. November is my extra paycheck month, and I'll be prepaying my mortgage. You doing it wrong for a few months because my husband's work is slightly unpredictable in the winter. All in all, my habits are getting much better. That is true, despite doing it wrong. And the money seems to last longer and go further. It does when you do that, because you're not spending on stupid crap. And you're not going in debt to buy stuff. I will never do the gazelle intensity, obviously, but I'm comfortable with the pace we are tackling our debt and still able to enjoy life a little bit. So anyway, thanks for the motivation. Okay, so this person 2 vehicles, a work travel, and 2 credit cards. Review and delete random. Right. Doesn't say that's the end of debt except the mortgage, and is doing vacations and home remodels, and she's fine with that pace, and that's fine. But I mean, I wouldn't expect to put that on the especially on something like Facebook or Reddit. I wouldn't expect to post that on the Ramsey any type of Ramsey forum and not to hear back about that. So, but basically what this person is doing, instead of doing the baby steps like the written 1, 2, and 3, you do one at a time, and you don't do a higher step. You do step 1 first, and you don't do anything else with extra money. All the extra money goes to the starter emergency fund, step 1. And then once you get that done, you just do step 2. You're not investing. You're not saving extra money, adding to that $1,000. You're not saving for kid college. You're not putting extra on the mortgage. That's a no, no, no. Same thing on step 3 when you're doing the emergency fund. It's only the emergency fund. There's no investing. There's no kid college. There's no extra on the mortgage. That's a no, no, no. And there's also no saving for a house down payment. That's step 3B, but you do that again after steps 1, 2, and 3 are completely done. Now, steps 4, 5, and 6, you do all at the same time. But this person is like way too many people. For some reason, they think, oh, well, I'll just do all of the steps at the same time. And that's fine, but as you learned from that person who admitted it, it's going to take you longer to get through the baby steps because of the way you are doing them. Definitely better off than not paying attention at all and not trying to cut things. Definitely. I'll admit that. But it's going to take longer. And so that's why it's not the advice. Mila, I found a place that I like. Yeah, I mean, I won't say it's the best. Maybe not even the best available in this price range, but it was fairly cheap and available, and so that's, if you know me, that's me. Use cheap cars that get you from point A to point B are the way to go. That much is certain. No Christmas talk till after Thanksgiving. How dare you, Sid? Christmas is not on a calendar. Christmas is in here. In my lungs. Where did I touch? Christmas is in your heart. And I carry mine with me all year long. Sits down with lotion shopping. Gonna make her own. Well, there you go. Let's see. Where are we at? Just making sure. We're about 2 months behind on mortgage, and I just started the baby steps this month. We should focus on getting caught up there and then work on saving up the $1,000, right? We can probably be caught up in December. And yes, that is absolutely correct, because that is part of baby step 0, which is here. And I do need to make that video. Maybe this weekend. Maybe this weekend I'll make that baby step 0 video. And I forget who it was, but somebody gave me the idea to do a video on each individual baby step and talk about the way people do them wrong and why the advice is not to do it wrong like that. And so, and that will give a lot more information about each one of them, because apparently it needs to say all of that stuff on here. And I do address that in the music playlist. There it is. How to do the baby steps right song. I do sing about all of the stuff that people do, like adding more to the emergency fund, the starter emergency fund, adding more. Also, you know, you get questions every so often. Should I use the emergency fund to pay off debt now that I'm on step 2? and they don't understand that that's just for emergencies, and that if you use that money, then you're back on step one. So you don't use that money unless there is an emergency, and paying off your debt while you need to be gazelle intense about it, it is not an emergency. Let's see. I checked in the search engine but didn't find my answer. Does the Ramsey website have the $10 book sale at certain times of the year, or are the sales sporadic? I hope not sporadically. I think I did this one already. And I said the same thing from Clueless. I hope not sporadically. Because the main character in that did a thing where she tried to improve herself, and so she learned one new word a day. And the word of that day was sporadic. And then so her friend used it in a sentence, and it was that she hoped she wouldn't. Paul Rudd played the main character's brother, and he said, I'll see you. And she said, I hope not sporadically. And of course, it means sporadic is every so often, not that here and there random, as opposed to continuous and on schedule. But yeah, $10 book sale. They have done some where it's just happened, but definitely, I think it just started in November, and then they run it through December as well, I believe. So it's like the Christmas sale, I believe. And so I believe that has just started. I think I saw an email about that. And again, Merry Christmas to you all. Even Sid, don't be a humbug. Maybe we can do a stream where we put on a play, where we do a play of A Christmas Carol, and you can play my Uncle Scrooge, and I can say, "Don't be a humbug, Uncle. Surely you don't mean that." Is Christmas a humbug, Uncle? Surely you don't mean that. And you can say, "Stop calling me Shirley." If Christmas is not on a calendar, then why did you preface the statement with "it's November"? Well, that means it's close to actual Christmas Day. So, I generally don't say, just if Christmas comes up, I might say Merry Christmas to somebody. Or like if somebody points out, oh, the Christmas decoration's already up at Walmart. That kind of thing. I might wish them a Merry Christmas just because they brought it up, but I generally don't just bring it up out of the blue. Generally, you can't pin me down to never having done that, because I'm sure I have. Just finished coordinating my second FPU class. I've done 2 of them as well. They were awesome. I should do that again. It's a great encouragement as I work on the baby steps myself. Plus, I get to go through the class for free, and I never took it before coordinating it. So that's how you can take it for free, and so you don't have to pay for it. For this advice right here, this is on the website. Granted, people seem to not understand it and not be able to do it correctly. But this part's free, but you do have to pay for Financial Peace University, but not if you run the class. And it's called, coordinating is what they call it. You can volunteer to be a coordinator, and then you get to, basically you're taking it the same time that everybody else that in your class that paid for it is taking it. And it's very easy. They have all of the, just like the advice is not hard. Like the books are all easy reads. They don't use, $20 college words and stuff like that. But they have, step by step of this is what you need to cover in the class, and then you talk about it. Like there's open discussion about, what you're learning. So it's pretty cool. Halloween equals Christmas in this household. It's Mila. Marshall is taking FPU. It is inspirational. I agree. And especially for somebody especially if you're not married, if you're single and you do respond better to like teamwork and camaraderie and so forth, and you would be more likely to stick to the plan if you were in touch with other people that were doing it as well, then definitely do that. And some people are like that. Some people are better off doing it, all on their own. But yeah, certainly, absolutely. Inspirational. Sid likes one holiday at a time. How do you feel about your food, different foods touching on the plate, Sid? But you're Russian, so maybe you don't observe Thanksgiving in Russia. No, let me see if I can do. In Russia, Thanksgiving observes you. Bad Russian accent there, but I hope you can appreciate it, Mila. Where are we at? Oh, we did that. The class, yeah, FPU, yeah, highly recommend. And like I said, you can take it for free just by coordinating the class, and it is very easy. It's nothing hard to do. It explains to you everything step to step to do in the coordinator guide. Very easy. And not much, it doesn't take up much of your time either. Basically, you just have to look at it for a few minutes ahead of time, and then the time of the class, and that's all you need to put towards it every week. Sid thinks we need more gratitude in this world, and that's what Thanksgiving is all about. Yeah, that's what I don't want to undermine the Thanksgiving. But like I said, I mean, for me, I have Christmas inside me all year. So doesn't take much for me to get excited about it. But yeah, Thanksgiving certainly important. Absolutely. Absolutely. And you should be thankful for blessings. Absolutely. Hi all. Hey guys. We're currently about to finish baby step 3. Remember to put the light on today. I am planning for our future budget. We will begin to invest 15% of household income starting in December. Excellent. We do not currently have kids, so we are going straight to baby step 6 to pay off our mortgage. Okay, and that's correct. After you invest, then any extra money you're putting on the mortgage. The question is, beep, 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 doo. Do I have that? Yeah, I got that. Yep. Question is, my husband wants a new truck. We plan on saving up and paying cash for this, and yeah, that is how you buy a new truck. Should we start saving for the new truck before paying off our mortgage or after? If it's a new truck, if he actually needs a vehicle, and also not new. Also, your total amount of things with wheels and and the engines in it. That means all vehicles can only be half as much as the annual household income. So you're looking, and you don't buy a new truck. I mean, hopefully they mean new to him, but you don't buy a new truck unless you are a millionaire, because of how fast they go down in value once you drive it off the freaking lot. Let's see. Should we start saving the new truck before paying off our mortgage or after? After. But again, if it's that he has to replace a vehicle, but you don't all of a sudden get done with step 3 and then all of a sudden decide you want a new truck. Wanting a new truck is not a good reason to buy one. Now, if you're on step 7, yeah, it's a great reason to buy one. Maybe even if you had everything taken care of, except the mortgage, maybe then, as far as saving up and paying cash for it. But as always, husband and wife here, so you guys need to work that out, because Mr. Ramsey doesn't need to live in your household, and he's not affected by your household stuff, and neither am I. And so that's what the advice would be, is to don't do dumb new vehicles when your old vehicle works just fine. That is not how it works. That's not the advice. But you guys can agree on whatever you want to do and just do it without running it by anybody. Just by each other. You and your husband are the only people that matter in this. It'll take roughly 3 to 4 years to pay off the rest of the mortgage, and we had planned on saving for about 2 years for the new truck. Just wondering what sequence we should do this in. The truck is a want. We have other well-working vehicles. Thanks, everyone. Then it's a no on the truck. Pay off the rest of the mortgage. And hopefully that 3 to 4 years is with you saving for the new truck. And if you don't save for the new truck, then you can pay it off in 3 or less, hopefully. And then you can buy the new freaking truck. Yeah. Everybody wants everything right now. So yeah, but going back to it again, it's whatever the husband and the wife agree to. That's called compromise. And I don't sense any from the wording here. It doesn't say she's trying to redirect him like the question today on the Ramsey show said. It's like, how do I redirect my husband on? It's like, he's not a child. You do not redirect an adult. You can bring up your points to them, but saying redirect is the entirely wrong attitude for somebody that wants to stay married, I would think. In this world, yes, Sid says. Yes, also in this economy, Sid. We do celebrate with a Christmas tree through the end of winter. Winter is coming, Mila. Mila didn't say what she thought about my Russian accent. You don't think? Typically take it down last day of January. Yeah, that's fine with me. I may take down a little bit before that, but I'm not like immediately doing that New Year's Day or even January 2nd. Mila has taken a PU as well. Excellent. And she ran. She bounced out. First, she didn't say anything about my Russian accent or my joke, and then she bounced out. That's okay. Fridays are, people getting ready to do weekend stuff and bouncing away from screens and stuff like that. I get it. So it's generally slower. But I like doing the after show or any kind of stream and enjoy. And I also think it's a good idea strategically for me, thanks to all 11 people that are watching, because I'm showing the Euros and whatever other country, all the foreign countries, that there is somewhere they can go to talk about their finances or ask about their finances after the Ramsey show is no longer on YouTube for the day. When it goes exclusively to their app that foreign countries cannot download. And so, trying to help them, and of course it does by association get more eyeballs on me, which I don't know if you guys know this, but I kind of like attention. A small win. My budget for Christmas, Merry Christmas everybody again, was $150, and I beat it by $25 and have 35 Christmas presents for 25 people. Now to wrap them all, edited to add. Here's how I was able to do it. Both my kiddos get 3 presents from us. They have lots of family, so this is sufficient. And honestly, Jesus only got 3 presents, and it's his birthday. Okay, great. Got the honestly in there. 2, I shop. Oh, this is a lot. 2, I shop at thrift stores all year round, and if I see something I like, then I save it in a tote in the closet. I do this for birthdays and Mother's and Father's Day too. Yeah, I was gonna say that she's all done already, and it's only November 1st, and she's done with Christmas shopping. 3, put things from Amazon in the cart and check regularly for it to go on discount or have a coupon. I think, do they, if you have it in the cart, do they email you too if it goes down in price? For all the little gifts, for all the small things, gifts exchanges, friends, but not close family, work, Secret Santa, I buy bulk gifts. This year went on Amazon and bought little notebooks with pens that have guided scripture prompts. Then I'm going to write my own year-long devotional focused on memorizing a scripture each month, so only 12 entries, and print it with the notebook. All of my miscellaneous people get that. What do you mean, miscellaneous people? We focus much more on experience than presents. We do a lot of traditions, strings of popcorn, movies, cookies, etc. It makes the holiday just as fun, but doesn't require as much cost. 6, I re-gift. If I receive something I know I won't use, I keep it in the Christmas box with a note from who it was from, then give it to someone else who I know will use it. Interesting. So you're not taking credit for it unless you're handing it to them. That sort of does that to you. And then you get into a George and Elaine situation from Seinfeld where she handed the person the big salad. She handed the person the big salad, but George paid for it. And so he didn't want the person thinking that Elaine paid for it, so he made a big deal about, the standard Seinfeld stuff. So that's the way that goes. And on George's behalf, I will say what he said. It would have been fine if it was a regular salad, but no, you had to get the big salad. And he did the thing too when he went big. It's fun. It's a good show. Where are we? 7. I also buy on clearance and then make little gift boxes or bags. I found comfy, I think, socks and lotion on sale for like 25 cents each earlier this year, and then put those together with a sugar scrub. Sugar. I don't know about the scrub part. And made a comfy kit. Does this person not know the word comfy? Maybe it's just auto-corrected twice. I was going to say, this person not familiar with the word comfy, meaning comfortable, or maybe it spells comfortable wrong as well. I also made apple butter and canned it, Christmas cards, etc. I also save my Amazon paper from boxes when I buy my household items through the year. Then let me kiddos paint it, a pirate, and use that as wrapping paper. I don't think I've bought wrapping paper in probably 6 years, and I hadn't bought trash bags in 6 years before I moved to Arkansas. So I can feel this person. This person is way more what is this? Artistic, I guess, with the scriptures and writing own devotionals and stuff like that. I don't know what the right word for that is. Maybe this person a little more intense than I am. But let's see. I did that one. We recently. Oh, and that's it. Okay. That was all. That's a bunch of good tips. And Christmas is not an emergency, I remind you. Your accent offended her so bad she had to leave. Thanks, Sid. Appreciate it. I know she's joshing with me. And even if she's not, that's what I'm going to pretend to be, so I don't start crying. We recently went through the insurance portion of the FPU class. Yes, back to FPU. They do have lessons on the baby steps, but they also have, I mean, they changed it, but I think they still have the same basic lessons, I believe. Not sure, but back in the day when I did it, in my day, they have a lesson on insurances. And they also have a lesson on how the companies market to you, which is very important to know. They talk about, like, how they make it in stores where you can't get around something without going by something else, and so forth. They have lessons that talk about that. Let's see. I think there was one more. There was another one that's not a baby step, and I can't recall it now. The marketing, insurance. Getting insurances in place is part of baby step 0, though. But I think it's one more thing. Do you guys remember? Mila came back. Oh, they canceled the call. Sweet. Excellent. Thank you for coming back, Mila. So scared the volume was turned way down. I will have to re-watch your Russian. Okay. Tray out. Tray out. And put the milk in the back of the store on purpose. Yep. Sidno, what up? I got distracted by talking more about FPU. I have 2 questions. Okay, question 1. Thanks for numbering them. When people retire, do they have to spend down their 401k or other retirement plans before they go on Medicare? That I do not know. I don't know how much like net worth and such or retirement savings affects Medicare. I do not know about that. So I in case you were wondering, I definitely don't know everything about money related stuff. And this is one I don't. Maybe Sid knows that one. Or she can field report it from the Bayou and Google it. While I do the next question. We'll see about that one. And this is not related to insurance, but if someone is expecting to inherit a parent's home and that parent goes into a nursing home and doesn't have long-term care insurance, does the home need to be sold and the money given to pay nursing home costs after that person buys? Or, on the same topic, can a child buy their parents' home from them now with a loan contract from that parent? Okay, settle down now. You're trying to get around what you know is probably what's going to happen or probably think is going to happen. So, for the house to be left to you, their entire estate has to be settled. For anything to be left to you out of the estate, any debts have to be settled first. All right? And so you're not going to do a loan contract that can supersede that. So you're not going to get out of it that way. So if you are benefiting, all of their debts would need to be paid. Otherwise, the house is automatically would be sold to pay for the person's debt. So if they have debt and you want the house, you got to pay off the debt. Sorry, that's how it works. Can the child buy their parent home from them now with a loan contract from that parent, and therefore the parent at that point wouldn't own the home? Yeah, I don't know about that because they know you're selling to a child, and people do this kind of stuff all the time where they put stuff in other people's name so that they don't have to. Yeah, that's a good thing as well. That's an important point. So that would have to be your address now. And so I don't know, like if they would check on that or whatever, but who knows? But people are always trying to get around that kind of thing by putting assets in other people's names, so that they aren't, like, it doesn't happen like this if they have other debt and they're trying to leave them something. Let's see. Yeah, and so I mean, if they're gonna still be living there, I don't think it works like that. I don't know that you can buy it and let them live there and that not be an issue. I'm not 100% sure about that one. Do we find out about the Medicare? Let's see. Yes, you can get Medicare regardless of your assets. Okay, great. That's what I thought. However, your eligibility for premium-free Medicare Part A depends on whether you paid Medicare taxes for a certain amount in time, usually at least 10 years. Well, I'm good on that. Let's see. If you don't qualify for premium-free Part A, you can buy the coverage with a monthly premium. Medicare savings programs, MSPs, have federal eligibility requirements, but each state can set different limits. Okay? Thank you, Sid. That's Bayou Reporter Sid with the information on going into Medicare, on Medicare related to the 401k. Oh, and if the parent dies before, I didn't even read that part. Look how crazy. And if the parent dies before that loan is paid, is the loan forgiven upon that parent's death? No, again, if they owe any money, all that estate has to be settled. All that stuff has to be settled, dog. So that's a no. So you basically would have to take on any debt that they have too, in order to make anything like that happen. We will be out of baby step 2 soon. What would our baby step 3 emergency fund consist of? Well, you know what that is. Let's consult the baby steps list. It says save 3 to 6 months of expenses in a fully funded emergency fund. And for this person, this is not saving 3 to 6 months of my expenses or Bayou Reporter Sid's expenses. It's of their own, and the 3 to 6 months you get to choose. But like, for example, if I'm planning on buying a house, stuff goes wrong with houses, and so you are gonna have to fix stuff eventually. And so I'm doing a 6-month emergency fund, not a 3-month if I'm planning on buying a house. And I get that 6-month emergency fund together completely before I even save cent one for a down payment, is my advice. Now, that's not strictly Ramsey. It's still the 3 to 6 month, but I would definitely recommend going to the higher end of that. Now, you don't do more than 6 months, because then that's debt leveraging extra savings instead of paying the house off early, because you want to limit the emergency fund to 6 months of expenses, because you still got baby steps 4, 5, and 6 to do to get through. Let's see. So you're like constantly, you're not constantly saving. You want to get that house paid off in step 6 so you can get on step 7. And after step 7, then you can constantly save to your heart's content. What should I do? Lazy 34 boy. Looking into selling my car. Pack the car and have it yard. I owe $26K and it's worth roughly $15K. Boop, boop, boo doo. So that, kids, is what we call $11K underwater. And this is why you don't do car payments or buy new cars. See what I'm saying, kids? I'm looking at used car and I'm wondering if I need to own the title to sell it. You do not. And if I should get a 5K or less car before selling, so that way I have a car ready when I do sell it. You would do all this basically about at the same time. So what you can do, if you have the cash to cover the difference that you're underwater, you use that. If you have not that, then you can get a loan for the amount that you need to cover the difference. And like say that amount is $5,000. Mr. Ramsey is fine with you taking out a $5,000 new loan because it gets rid of a freaking $26,000 loan. So he is fine with you selling underwater cars and still having debt on the amount that you were negative on it. He is fine with that because that lessens the amount you are in debt for. And also, this would even be the case if, say, the person had no extra money whatsoever, couldn't cash flow getting a $5K car. You could add another $5K to that and get a $10K loan that would cover you buying a used car for cheap and also paying off that car. So that even then, that's $10,000 you're borrowing. That's new debt, but you're getting rid of 26. So that is when Mr. Ramsey does allow a loan, obviously also for a mortgage for a house you live in, not rental properties, but for a house you live in. He will not yell at you, and the reason for that is because 99.9% of time they appreciate in value. Thanks again for that, looking that up, Sid, or saying it from your memory. Fire Rescue 2. Trying to help my brother-in-law succeed, but I'm so lost. Lost like a ship that used to tide me over. No, the tears that used to tide me over, I think. All right, that's Asia supergroup from the 80s. Long story short, my brother-in-law, who we'll call Jim, is married to a woman we'll call Mary. All right, you could have used Joseph and Mary. Would have been able to remember that better, easier. Trying to think of another famous couple with something in Mary. I know there are some. They're 25 and 26, living with my mother and father-in-law since their marriage 2 years ago. They don't pay rent. They don't contribute to the... Why am I doing this? Whoops. I'm using the wrong stuff. Shouldn't be doing that. Okay, I'll do this one. I was supposed to be using the Facebook questions. Okay, I guess tomorrow I'll do a combination of both if I run out of questions. But, okay. They don't contribute to the household at all. Okay, their parents give them free room, give them a car, pay for their son's cell phone, car insurance, and some other bills. They started doing... I may have even done this the last time I did these, since it was from 3 days ago. They started living there, saved for a house down payment, didn't have a massive mortgage. The situation made sense for 6-12 months when looking at the start. Was this about giving them some kind of loan? And that's a no. Through some inheritance. Jim was turned on a day program. Okay. What War and Peace here. Here's where we need help. All this information they volunteered up one way or another. Okay. We haven't gotten into their business, pride for info, or anything of that nature. We want to help them succeed, but we're so lost on how. We have an idea to invite them over for dinner, not out of the norm, okay? And talk about life goals. They'll likely tie it back to finances. Then that could open the door to formally finding out that they have no money and start that how is that even possible conversation. However, we don't want to come across as nosy and prying. We genuinely want to help them succeed in life, but don't know what approach would work. My wife and I are more direct with it. Yeah, her brother Jim would take that well. Mary wouldn't. What would you do? Well, you might want to stay out of it. You could talk to her brother first about it and ask what he thinks. And that's fine. It's not, you're not keeping secrets from the wife, but since he would take it well, and if Jim is looking out for Mary, then he would say, no, we're not going to do that. And then that's when you get away from them with your trying to do good. I mean, it's great that you want to help people with getting better finances. That's fabulous. But You can't, especially when there's a spouse that's not on board, you're not going to be helping in any way whatsoever. So, I mean, if you've probably talked about it before that you're doing, and you said Jim knows about Dave Ramsey, and so if he was really interested, he would ask you about it. All right, so you don't try to trick them and talk about one conversation, hoping they'll bring up money so that you can ask them about it. That's deceiving, so do not do that. Yeah, and this is my fault for doing this because I kept the tabs next to each other. I should have put the other tab way away from there. Let's see, where were we at? Oh, didn't I get insurance? Oh, what would our baby step 3 emergency fund consist of? We would only have car insurance, phone bills, diapers, groceries as a bill since we're living rent and bill free with my dad. Earlier post. Okay, that being said, would a projected amount saved be? Everything added together would be maybe $600. How long are you going to live with your dad? You need to think about that. If you're planning on moving out of there anytime soon, which probably should, Dave likes adults to live on their own. You might want to include rent and other bill amount in that emergency fund. It's a good question because you don't really like things that aren't expenses now. You don't have to pay for now, so the emergency fund is based on for what you have to pay right now, and you don't have to pay that stuff. So that is a good question. But I would say get out of there, be an adult, live on your own, and you handle stuff monetarily. So, and yes, I know it allows adults to save money to live with parents still, but Mr. Ramsey does not advise that, and often that has bad results because it gets you spoiled and not used to the way life works as far as handling as having to pay for everything. So everything added together would maybe be $600. Yeah, so I mean you could do 3 months of that $600, so that would be $1,800 plus whatever rent would cost. You also have to should be saving up money to move with as well, so you will need that. But if you're dead set on staying there, since that's not following the advice anyway, I'd leave that up to you, but it's of your expenses. So that's how you would decide that. And you get decided 3 or 6 months. If you're going to plan on buying a house, I would do the 6 months. Hub's birthday is what, a particular day or today? Tell Mr. Sid. Oh, that's our favorite holiday is Hub's birthday. Alrighty. So still, if I can say Merry Christmas to you today, I can also say Happy Birthday to Mr. Sid, even though it may not be for a while. I think I did this one. Why did the AMRR property manager. This is the person with the neighbors' dogs that they let into their house for some reason, and the dogs damaged stuff in the house, and dogs broke into the yard and damaged stuff there. Who knows if they reported it, but a lot of that stuff was their fault. Starting buffer questions and baby step 3 and 4. I think I did this one too because you're not in 3 and 4 at the same time. I thought I deleted these. Maybe I accidentally put them back in. Let's see. A bit overwhelmed. Launch just passed away. Never married, no kids. She left her estate to my brother and me. This includes her paid off house, I think. Yeah, do we rent an Airbnb? I did that one. Working 3 jobs the last 3 years. House is paid off. Excellent. So I'm 32 and just starting to focus on my retirement. Just curious, is it too late? No, it's not. You still got 30 years in the market. You need to do the baby steps, though. You need to take care of baby steps 1, 2, and 3 first before doing that. So you don't look at the baby steps, and this is not how the baby steps work, where you look at them and said, which one do I think is most important? And I'll start with that one. That's not how that works. If you do that, you're doing it wrong. I think we did the listen up here. Well, in my defense, I was watching the Ramsey show earlier while I was adding these from Facebook. Facebook? That's a different thing. This is... Oh, no, I don't think we did this one. Listen up, stating the obvious, home ownership is expensive. Yes, and that's why I recommend the 6-month emergency fund. Maybe I did do that, because that sounds so familiar. Although, the answers to all these questions are usually the same, because it's usually baby steps and the specific baby step that you're talking about. And in this case, baby step 3, so it's the same advice. Anyway, a lot of stuff went wrong with their house. Final card payment. Paid off almost $55,000. Favorite low-cost gift to give for Christmas. Yeah, this one I did not do. Homemade cookies or chocolate peanut butter balls. I always do a baked good. These are all different people. I always do a baked good and candle. Snow globes are so underrated. I gave a few out last year and people really seem to love them. $12 each at Marshall, and Ross. I always do an assortment of baked items in a cute little box or bag. The box has to be so cute. Christmas colors and so forth. Everyone loves it. I also do homemade soaps. Making theme baskets with things sourced from the thrift store. Homemade gifts are offered to clean their home, babysit. That's money right there. Especially like for new parents or something like that. Either of those things. That would be better than gold. Or, even better than that, manage mutual fund that makes more than the index. So that is pretty good. And that's fabulous because that is your time and that's not costing you anything except your time. And especially when you're trying to get ahead on the baby steps, you're supposed to use your time to make those baby steps happen faster. Kohl's has great soft blankets for $9.99 and I love them. Homemade goodies, Oreo balls, cookies, party mix, etc. We're debt free. Submitted our payoff for our mortgage this morning. Gonna kick our shoes off and go walk in the backyard. It's great being weird people and taking the shoes off and walking in the backyard. That's been said on the show a lot because the grass feels different when you 100% own it. This one is I am U.S. Marine Corps veteran, married to a U.S. Marine Corps veteran. Thanks to both of you for your service. We both keep seeing ads for debt relief for veterans. Are they legitimate? Should we try them? But on baby step number 2 for way too long for my liking. Well, that's related to the amount of debt you have and the amount of income you have and the amount of not spending money you're doing. Baby step 2 is not going to happen just because you think it's been going on too long or just because you want it to happen. You have to make it happen. That's how you do this. You make it happen. But no, I wouldn't trust it. And just because it says veterans on it, they prey on whoever they can get. Old people, young people, whoever they can get. They prey on people. And basically what they do, most of them, is that you pay them for something you could do. Okay? You can call up people you have have money, you owe money to, excuse me, that you have debt with, was the word I was looking for. You wouldn't think I would forget the word debt. But you can call them up and try to arrange any kind of payment plan you want to with them. You can ask to settle for less, but if it's not late, they generally don't have any reason to settle for less with you. But you can always ask. But a lot of them, what they do is you pay them the money that you would be paying to your bills, and you're not paying the bills. And a lot of people think that, well, they're using my money that I pay to them to pay for my bills, and that's a no. They're not. They're letting them go unpaid so that they go in collections so that they can settle them later for way less. And we're talking about years, and so that's years of you paying that money to them for no reason, because you could just let your debts go into collections and settle them without paying people thousands of dollars. So, I mean, there may be some kind of help program or even help businesses that are supposedly help for you, but you don't need help for it. I mean, the only thing that helps with anything like baby step 2, the only thing that's going to help that somebody else could do would be to give you a gift of money so you could put that on the debt, or tell you how to do stuff that you're not doing, like look at your situation like a financial coach and tell you that, oh, you say baby step 2 is going on way too long, huh? What's this about you eating out 5 nights a week? And whatever other crap you're doing. Unless you have cut the budget to the bone, I don't want to hear anything about it's taking too long for your liking. Tough crap. You're not doing anything about it. Unless you've cut everything. If you cut everything, then it's an income problem. Or if you guys make plenty of money, then you just have enormous debt, and that's just going to take a while to get through. So I don't know that this is all we got. Don't have any other information on this. And thanks everybody for watching. I'm sure I went long. Oh my goodness, it's 7 o'clock. Hour and a half already. All right, how many more do we have? Yeah, we're almost done with these. And then I can delete it, and hopefully won't make that mistake ever again. His is going to be, this probably, I might not have, when I copied it, might not have gotten the T there. This is going to be a weird question. I'm getting divorced and will buy my soon-to-be ex-husband out of our house. We're living together until the divorce goes through. We have each dropped our mortgage payments to cover the exact amount monthly. Okay. My question is, with the extra income, that's your snowball amount, should I bank it in a separate account and throw it all at the mortgage when I continue the steps, or should I put it in my retirement fund as I am not currently at 15% a paycheck? Thoughts? Okay, what I'm going to tell you is that you are getting a divorce. I'm going to go ahead and call that storm mode. And that means you're not doing the baby steps. You're just piling up cash. So you can put that, you can put in a high yield savings account or any kind of separate account you want to. That is fine. But I'm not giving any of that to something like retirement where it's got, because you don't know what expenses you may have related to the divorce. So you're going to be staying in the house, so there won't be moving expenses. But there could be anything. You may have to pay extra lawyer fees or something like that. So you save all of that snowball amount, and you do put it in an account, and you just save that up in case you have any expenses that you don't have money for related to you getting divorced. And so do that, and then once you are divorced and all of that, all the payments are done regarding that, all the paperwork is done regarding that, there's nothing else going on that that is included in the divorce and it's completely final, then at that point, that's when you pick back up with the baby steps. And if you're going to be in step 6, you would absolutely put that. Should go to 15%, especially now you're not married, and so you're not getting. You might not be getting. Depends on the divorce. You might not be getting any of his, and especially since you have your own. You should be doing 15%, definitely. So do 15%, and then the extra after that would go to the mortgage. But yeah, you should be doing 15%. If you hired someone to do your taxes, they do taxes as their job, and they mess something up on your taxes from a previous year, 2021. That's been a minute, hasn't it? And your state is reaching out. Jack Reacher, saying that you actually owe them money now. Would you expect them to absorb that cost since it was their mistake? No, I you can call me jaded or whatever, but I'm, and it may come from being old or whatever, but I don't expect pretty much anybody to do anything these days. Okay. And also, I haven't read, the stipulations that you sign when you get these people to do your taxes. I don't know what's in that agreement. So who knows if they will do that. So what you do is you call them and you ask them to fix it, but you still owe the money regardless. And the fact that they didn't tell you that it was. So here's probably the best thing that you can expect. That you will have to pay the money that you would have originally owed if you had paid it in 2021. And if like the best thing I'm thinking they would do is maybe pay the interest on it since then, and any penalties for not paying that money, the right amount of money on time. They would pay and that's the amount that's their fault. The amount that you owed them is still the amount that you owe the government, regardless of whether they did it correctly or not. So I don't think that would happen. I think, like I said, the best that would happen is you pay the money that you would have had to pay then, and then they pay the interest, if any, charged, and any penalties on it. And that's probably about the best you gon' do. But I wouldn't expect anything. What I would expect and be pleasantly surprised if the case were different, I would expect that you would have to be up. You would be what's it called? Liable for all of that, is what I'm guessing. That's what I'm guessing. So, because I've been in the world a while, a couple more years than Sid, just a couple. I don't need to scroll that up. I don't scroll up when I need to, and I do scroll up when I don't need to. That's my life, everybody. Alrighty, let's see. Bit late for vanilla extract, but that's a good one. All right. Does it have to be a season? Hashtag season, Sid, for vanilla extract? Oh, waiting for that answer from Bayou reporter Sid the Kid. Excuse me, the young lady. The young adult lady. What was I trying to do? That's this show, the Aftershow show, and that's Tuesdays and Thursdays. 5:25 p.m. Eastern Time. And the playlist is here for that. Again, 409 episodes now, so plenty of me telling people that they're doing dumb stuff. There's my oh, I can't remember, coneflower, I think it is what it's called. Anyway, that's outside my window. That was on recent show and tell segment. The music playlist, there's 11 Ramsey adjacent songs in there. Do give those a listen. One to hopefully come next week that Mr. Sid, the birthday boy, at some point, don't know when, suggested and said that I should write it, and I told her to write it, and she wrote it. So I'm gonna be singing that one soon. I need to practice it a bit more, because the original song's alright and big hit, obviously, but not one of my favorites, and so I not as familiar with that song, but I'm getting it down slowly but surely. Answering your financial questions stream, that's the weekend stream, and that is there are how many of those? There are 133 of those so far. 134 will be tomorrow night, 8:25 p.m. And that's the same time on Sunday. And I don't do like the after show where I talk about the market or articles or anything else like that. It's just questions, and we'll be doing the Ramsey subreddit, back away from the Facebook group. And so it's interesting to see there's some differences between the feel of the Facebook comments and questions, and because that's actually run by Ramsey Solutions. They don't rule it with an iron fist, but they do step in before it gets as raucous as the subreddit gets. More raucous, of course, but the mods don't play that much. They're like, if you're gonna post here, expect to get Ramsey advice. It does say that in the frequently asked questions. Alrighty, so I think that's everything, and let us stop my plugs momentarily so I can just read off of them. I am Coach Steve Money, and I am a Ramsey Solutions certified financial coach. And if you've got money problems, or you just want to make sure you're on the right track, you can schedule a free financial coaching consultation assessment with me at calendly.com/coachstevemoney. You can email me about said coaching at coachstevemoney@gmail.com. Also, same email address for anything else regarding my YouTube channel. Donations can go to paypal.me/coachstevemoney. Alternatively, the CashApp, $CoachSteveMoney, or Walmart gift card to coachstevemoney@gmail.com. Also, super chats on lives, as the kids say, and on pre-recorded videos. You can do super thanks on there. Upcoming streams, as I said, answering your financial questions. That's Saturdays and Sundays, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And the Ramsey Show Aftershow show is on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I did it every day this week, though. 5:25 p.m. Eastern Time. And that's the time where the Ramsey Show leaves YouTube and goes exclusively for the last hour to the Ramsey Network app. On Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I do a chat refugee stream as just a place to chat. But I also provide some other content, mostly. I've done a bunch of video games. We played Family Feud one time. Sometimes I just have my logo on there, and it's just a place to chat. And so there is a spot for people to chat after the Ramsey Show goes off the air, where you can talk about Ramsey things. Alrighty. And as always, let's see, what did we ask? Sid a question, but she might have bounced or didn't feel like answering if there was a season for making vanilla. Apparently it takes a long time to do that. Alrighty, again, hey, thanks so much for watching, everyone, especially on a Friday. I know you got things coming up on the weekend and such, so I know that listening to moi is not your not necessarily your biggest priority, but I do appreciate it. Even if you were going to watch something else, you're watching me instead. And so there's a billion other things you could be doing or watching at this moment. And so thank you so much. I'm very humbled for you paying attention to me, which again, I do happen to like. Probably too much. Alrighty, but thanks to YouTube, I can take care of some of that. Alrighty, so as always, have a wonderful weekend, and of course, make smart financial decisions every day. Bye, guys.